You have a 1 in 225 million probability or chance of completing these four events.
Just listened to my brother's voicemail. He left me a message right before I got on the plane. I didn't get a chance to talk to him, but here's his message here.
Danny, hey, big brother, man. I just wanted to give you a call before you head out, and make sure you call me before you get to the airport today at some point. And I just want to tell you how proud of you that I am of you, and just really proud to be your big brother. And you're an amazing kid, man, amazing guy. So go out there and inspire, motivate. It started with me. I'm definitely a believer in you, and I love you so much, Kenny. Just even talking right now kind of gets me a little teary-eyed a little bit, you know, just because you've done a lot. You know, I know that you've had some struggle or whatever, just like all of us, but you're finding a way to do what you love to do, and I'm just really proud of you. I love you very much, Kenny. Just give me a call a little bit later so I can at least have a championship celebration with you before the event, because you're going to win. I mean, you just got to, it just is what it is. Just how fast are you going to win? So, I love you, man. Call me. Bye.
That was it. Feeling good. Feeling the love, feeling the support. So, just got to do one thing, come back and win. Welcome, England. Oh, this is weird.
In 20 yards, turn left and then immediately right.
Thank you. Hey, I almost got hurt.
It's like that. It's like that. What made you come over then?
I'm making a documentary about it's called 1 in a Million. I'm trying to inspire 1 million people to pursue their dreams, and I'm trying to win the race.
That's a tough race.
Good luck, man.
It's really surprising because I thought they'd be cheering for, you know, a British fan, but they're just amazed that, you know, I came all this way just to do the cheese race. I will win the race. I will make ESPN Top 10. I will inspire 1 million people. And I will be the first American to conquer the hill. I've always wanted to do the cheese race in England, which is called the Cooper's Hill Cheese and Rolling Wake. I haven't done the cheese race because I haven't had the opportunity, and I really haven't had a strong purpose or why. I also don't know anyone that wants to do it, and I haven't had the support. I also haven't had a lot of extra time and money to fly over to England. I realized that all of my reasons weren't really reasons, but excuses. And it was me, not anyone else or anything else, that was holding me back. I decided that there were no more excuses, and now was the time to do the cheese race. I will make the time, find the support, raise the money, and now have a strong purpose and why, and that is to inspire 1 million people. I set out to prove to myself and the world that any dream is possible if you are willing to do everything to make it happen. This is a guide to reaching your dreams.
Hi, my name is Chip Conley, and I created the company Joie de Vivre, a boutique hotelier, when I was 26 years old, and it's 26 years later now. So I'm 52, and the company grew into the second largest boutique hotelier in the US. And along the way, I wrote a lot of books, 4 of them in fact, and 2 of them were bestsellers around psychology and business. So many people try to be successful out there, and they tend to get really preoccupied with the how and the what of what they're doing. But it's really the why that fuels you. For me, when I started my company, my boutique hotel company, I called it Joie de Vivre, which is a really impractical name for a company. It's hard to pronounce, hard to spell. It's a French word, French phrase that means joy of life. But that joy of life, the fact that our mission and meaning and our why as a company was to create joy of life for our employees and our customers, never left me, because no matter what, the name of the company always reminded me that that's what our why was. So find your why and you'll find a lot of fuel in the process.
I'm Larry. I'm 52 years old. I'm married with 2 kids and I work in the defense industry. After 30 years of wanting to do an African safari, we completed a detailed 2-year plan. We executed that plan and we were more crisply defined exactly what we were going to do, and the why of going was strong enough when we included the family experience and a trip of a lifetime. So we were in Zimbabwe and Botswana for 2.5 weeks. Saw Victoria Falls, and just the magnificence of these falls. It's hard to understand unless you've actually been there. You can hear the thunder of the falls. You've got monkeys running around as you're looking out at these falls. You're able to walk right across the front of them, which is unique just because of the way that they were formed, and very, very dramatic. The realities of the camps were, when we got into the Okavango Delta, were that they were at one level much nicer than I expected. Went out to see the animals. They were as close as 10 feet. And usually, typically not any farther than 50 feet, so you were really up close to them, and you just felt you were immersed right there in the middle of the African animals, and just the numbers. I mean, just so many. Everywhere you would look, you would see dozens of animals of all kinds. Even the lions would be the leopards and the cheetahs and the lions themselves. You would see the zebras and the ostrich and the giraffes, the hippos and the alligators, and birds of every type flying in hundreds, if not thousands, everywhere you would look. It was just absolutely amazing. No way I could anticipate the realities of an African safari. For those out there that are thinking about taking a trip of a lifetime, I recommend that you sit down and determine what you want to do and why you want to do it, and just make it happen. I am 1 in a million. My name is Larry. I just took my family on a safari trip of a lifetime.
One of the things I learned at age 19 when I was a commercial real estate salesperson is that if you put your dreams on paper and you don't just visualize it, but you actually get specific about what the dream is, it's much more likely that you're going to actually be successful in attaining it, because that specificity and that sort of manifesting of it is actually the first step for it to actually show up in your life. Sometimes people have vague goals and they want to be successful, but they're not really sure how they want to be successful, and then they're not successful. And I always wonder, well, why did you think you were going to be successful if you weren't really clear on how the success was going to occur? So you got to be really specific about what it is that you think that you can accomplish, and then you just go for it.
So the power of goal setting, being able to write these things down, process them, review them frequently, is huge.
Yeah, so my 4 goals are on a sticky note right next to where I walk out of my bedroom when I go down the stairs, and I look at them every day.
Why are you going all the way to England for this race?
That's a great question that I've heard a lot. What motivates you just to, why are you going to go all the way to England just to run down this hill? And, I first heard about this race and this hill 6 years ago when I was in college, and I told myself, I really wanted to run in it. But that year and every year since, I came up with an excuse of why this year I couldn't do it. Like so many people, I don't have the time or the money, or, no one wants to come with me, I don't have the support. It just came to excuse after excuse, but this year it changed.
So, how are you training for this race?
Well, as I said, I'm very serious about it, and I have at least 6 workouts per week. You know, I run up and down hills, I do sprints, I push trucks, I swim, I bear crawl on treadmills, I flip tires, I lift weights, I do tons of plyometrics along with the speed and agility workouts. And right now I can guarantee no one has ever taken this more seriously, and no one is trained the way I am training right now, and that is why I expect to win. So I just booked my ticket, and now I'm committed. Only an act of God will stop me from winning this race. I hope they're ready for a whole lot of American coming into England and winning. So after I win, I'm thinking about making it rain like this, a little bit of American cheese.
One of my favorite quotes about work comes from a philosopher from hundreds of years ago, Khalil Gibran, who wrote a book called The Prophet. And he said, work is love made visible. And I think that's true. You know, when we're actually living our calling and living up to our potential, it isn't work, it's love.
My name is Christina Nolk. I am 34 years old. I'm a board certified behavior analyst and a early childhood special education teacher, and I'm the executive director and founder of Playdate Behavioral Interventions. Our mission is to provide high quality intervention to children with autism and other disabilities while educating the community regardless of the family's ability to pay. I decided to start Playdate in 2007, but I decided to go into special ed at a very young age. I had a lot of disabilities and challenges to overcome when I was really young. When I was born, I had the umbilical cord wrapped around my neck, and I had some brain damage due to a lack of oxygen. And I was actually in preschool in a class for children with Down syndrome. And I did not say my first word until I was 3. I made a commitment when I was 8 to go into special ed and work with children with disabilities, and I planned basically the rest of my future around meeting that commitment and doing everything I could to try to enhance my skills to be successful at that. And my brother, when we were in elementary school, he was diagnosed with severe dyslexia and a processing disorder, and so I spent a lot of time working with him to try to help him learn to read and get through his daily activities. So I decided at 8 that I wanted to work in special ed, and I started learning sign language in 3rd grade, and I was working with kids who were deaf and had hearing loss in the elementary school. And then at 16 I found autism, and I started working in autism, and I decided at 16 that I wanted to open a center specifically for kids with severe disabilities. I think it's important to help people achieve their dreams because of the lessons that you learn along the way. Colin Powell has a quote about dreams aren't magic, that they require hard work and sweat and tears. And I think that the path to your dream is really where you learn so much, and you find out a lot about yourself that you never knew, and it's really about pushing yourself and figuring out all these lessons along the way, and I think that's a really important part. I also think following your dream creates both humility and courage, because you have to continue to fight every day, and then every day you realize kind of a new lesson that you have to learn, or a new skill that you didn't have, and then you have to have the courage to develop that skill. For our kids, our biggest goal for each of our kids is the highest level of independence they can achieve, and that's different with every one of our kids, but we are helping them achieve their dream by achieving their highest level of independence possible. I'm reminded every day of my goal, partly because of my personal struggles, and every day when I leave here, I still talk to my brother, and my brother at 33 is still overcoming his challenges with his disability, and so I'm reminded that these families, even though as I'm going home to my 2-year-old daughter, they're still dealing with the autism and the Down syndrome and the struggles of that. And so I'm reminded every day to keep working towards my goal of helping as many families as I can. I am 1 in a million. My name is Christina, and I will give children with disabilities the tools to become independent.
Hill America, the practice hill. This is the closest hill we can find within an hour away. It's almost exactly the same as Cooper's Hill in England. I'm here at the school today to meet with a math and a physics teacher to help me better understand the race and understand my probability of winning the race.
Okay, so looking at Hill America and the statistics, we come out with a 45.88% of grade. Cooper's Hill, same look, 47.80% of grade. And come out to a difference of 1.92% on grade for those 2 hills.
So Hill America and Cooper's Hill, they're basically the same hill?
Yeah, almost identical.
Okay, great. Can the cheese really reach a speed of 70 miles per hour?
Equals our kinetic energy. I'm going to write
So
this
in order to
down.
find gravitational potential energy, that's simply your mass times gravity times the amount of height that has to be covered by the object. One half the moment of inertia times our omega squared, which is going to be
H equals 1/2 mass
gravity times our height equaling 1/2 velocity squared plus half times a half.
Squared.
Combining everything together, it comes out to 3/4 the velocity
Of course,
squared.
the height, that equals 1/2 the
9
velocity.
meters per second, or about 77 miles an hour.
So I had no idea what you guys were just talking about, but in simple terms, the cheese can actually go at least 70. It can go 77 miles per hour.
Yeah,
right?
that cheese can roll down that hill at roughly 77 miles per hour.
That's fast.
And so the best thing I can say is go learn from other people, especially when you don't know anything. Be a sponge. You can either be a person who's proving themselves in life or a person who's improving themselves in life. The person who's improving themselves is constantly going out and finding information from other people.
I didn't know anyone who has ever done the cheese race, so I found Brennan Votel from a video online.
So what was the hill really like? Like, you can see pictures of how steep it is, but you never really know till you get there. Can you kind of tell me just like what the hill is really like?
Like it just looked like, just like a sheer cliff face. And then we eventually got to the hill, and the one thing that I've always said is just like the pictures and the video just don't do it justice at all.
Were there 3 races that year? Did you do more than one, or did you just do one?
No, that's the thing. It's so hard to even get into one race.
Yeah.
That the only way to do it twice is if you won one of the other ones, because then they put you in the next race so you're going for a 2-peat or 3-peat.
Yeah. So if you can give me like 3 tips on how I can beat him, what would those kind of be?
Pick your line. I'd say the line's probably important. And then the lean back move, whatever you want to call that. And get a good start. Get out in front of people because people are going to be grabbing you.
You don't have any injuries or anything get hurt or?
No, I mean like scrapes and nothing like broken or nothing that I had to go see a doctor for, but like, yeah, kind of like scrapes on my arms and my face, my buddy's face, like half of it was just like scraped and like a week later was just full of just like all scabs.
Yeah.
But I think they had like 11 ambulance trips on the day, they said.
How big would it, like, not that many Americans know about it, and then I think more and more every year, but how big would it to, bring the cheese back, how big would it be to America, and what's your take on that, I guess, as far as like, would people...
Well, I think, ESPN's been great that they actually like brought the sport in any sense to America. I mean, I don't think anybody has really heard of it before then. I think it would certainly help your chances of getting on Top 10 or Sports Center in some facet. I think it would mean a lot to some people. Other people just be like, eh. But I bet Sports Center might give you a plug if you brought the cheese home.
I realized that by winning the cheese race, I could accomplish 4 items on my bucket list. 1, win the downhill race. 2, win the uphill race and be the first person to do both. 3, make ESPN SportsCenter top 10 plays. And 4, to inspire 1 million people to pursue their dreams.
So you have a 1 in 225 million probability or chance of completing these 4 events.
Okay, so not the best chance in the world.
No, that's pretty slim.
Pretty slim chances. Okay.
I think if you were to be struck by lightning, it's about 1 in 700,000. To win one of the major lotteries is maybe like 1 in 175 million. So you have a better chance of being struck by lightning than completing these 4 events.
So then I'm going to focus on actually the things that I can change.
Okay.
And the 2 numbers that I believe that I can change with my training are really these 2 numbers.
Okay.
So with my training, I think I can make my odds 1 in 2, a 50-50 shot of winning the downhill race.
So you're increasing the likelihood of winning that race.
And then the uphill, I'm confident and really confident winning this one, so I'm going to give myself a 99% chance.
A 99%
99% chance of winning this one.
So we'll just keep that as a percent because that'll be fine. We can still do that.
And these are numbers I really can't control, so I'm not going to focus so much on these. Focus on these. So these are going to stay the same.
Okay. So making the top 10 on ESPN kind of out of your control, right?
Yeah, 1 in 500, and then the same. This is going to stay
with inspiring 1,000 people. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with what you can control to see if that increases or decreases your odds. And this comes out to be roughly 0.99 over a million. So you got 0.99 out of a million, which is roughly...
So you're saying it's about 1 in a million?
You have roughly 1 in a million. If you can change the things that you can control.
So it's still a long shot, but much better odds here.
Yes.
Okay. Well, 1 in a million it seems doable.
Yes, I think so. Especially to compare it to this.
So the good thing was Hill America and Cooper's Hill, they're pretty much exactly the same, so I know I'm training on the right hill. And surprising that the cheese can reach 70 miles per hour, but it really tells you how steep the hill is, so I definitely don't want to be rolling down the hill. And the final thing was, I knew it was going to be long odds, but really, I didn't know it was going to be as little as 1 in so million, 1 in a million, or 1 in 256 million, somewhere between that range. I didn't know it was going to be. I knew it was going to be a long shot, but I didn't know it was going to be that long a shot. But
when I was starting in business, I was looking for a role model and I couldn't find one. The people I knew who were friends and family were people I loved, but they didn't actually have necessarily the mojo, the magic that I was looking for. But there was this guy, Herb Kelleher. For 37 years, he was the CEO of Southwest Airlines. And I love Southwest Airlines because they're like the little airline that could. Against all odds, they were very successful. So I started actually corresponding with Herb Kelleher, a guy in Dallas, and I was in San Francisco, and asking him questions and getting advice from him. And I've still never met him in my life, but we've talked on the phone, we've communicated by letter and by email, and he basically became my role model from afar, even though he was a famous CEO of a company. So, take a risk. Don't feel like the role model has to be in your backyard. Find somebody who you really admire and ask them if they'll be a role model or a mentor for you.
Tim Tebow inspires me because of his work ethic, commitment to doing his best, and his desire to help others. He is the positive role model that I plan to become.
Okay, welcome. My name is Rocket, the robot, and I am 1 in a million. I'm here at the 29th National Space Symposium, and my goal in the world is for peace.
My name is Mark Polanski, and I was an astronaut from 1996 until just recently, June of last year, 2012. Basically, I flew on 3 different shuttle missions, elementary school. Every time there was going to be a launch of a Mercury or Gemini vehicle, class would stop. They'd roll a TV into the room. Everybody would get to watch this live. One of those things, probably like many children, that you sit down and say, boy, what do you want to be when you grow up? And it's the last thing that you saw that was really influential. And for me, it was I wanted to be an astronaut. And then later on in life, I went and just had the good fortune of going to college at Purdue University. And Purdue happened to claim Neil Armstrong and Eugene Cernan as 2 of their alums, the first and last men to walk on the moon. I was a freshman in the fall of 1974, and so a year later in my dorm, Gene was coming through, just giving a campus visit, and I got to talk to him very informally, and it was pretty inspirational. And it really got me thinking for the first time about actually trying to go ahead and become an astronaut. I graduated college, got a degree in aeronautical engineering, and went to the Air Force, became a fighter pilot flying F-15s, eventually became a test pilot, and then I started applying for the astronaut program a little bit later on in life, and eventually I wound up at NASA in 1992 as what we called a research pilot and an instructor pilot, flying with the astronauts and helping to train them. And then I got selected to become an astronaut in 1996. Becoming an astronaut is extremely difficult, and it involves two things. First and foremost is that you have to really work very hard. So, you know, I pursued the things that are really important, getting a degree, really trying to apply myself, getting the requisite skills that were needed. And so for me, I wound up applying 4 times, got interviewed 3 times, and so it wasn't until my 4th selection and 3rd interview process that I got selected. So that's one of those lessons where, especially for younger folks that are aspiring for something, I'm a very big proponent of that old adage that says, you know, follow your dreams, never give up. At first you don't succeed, try again, all those cliches. But very simply, if there's something that you really just have this drive to do, you have to be able to fail and learn how to deal with that, handle that, to channel that, and to determine if this is something that you really want to pursue, and just work harder at it. I mean, I do think I'm one of those believers that you learn a lot from adversity. And so, you know, in my professional life, I've had some instances where things didn't go the way that I wanted to. In my flying career, I had some issues as I was training on a particular airplane where it wasn't very easy, and I had to work really hard, and things were really tight. But I learned a lot about that, and one of the things I learned was empathy. And I learned how to go ahead and realize that not everything comes easily to everybody. And again, that when you have adversity and you overcome it, it makes you stronger. That kind of attitude says that which doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And so those are the kind of lessons I think that I learned early on. I learned again about, from applying all of those times, how to persevere and how to carry through. You know, young folks, that it is very important to dream. And not everybody comes from the same background. And for some people, they are somehow told or get the feeling that, you know, you can't pursue those kind of dreams. And I would tell everybody, don't listen to that. I mean, you really can dream. You could be anything that you want. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy. So you're going to have to put in a lot of hard work along the way. And education is so darn important. And I can't emphasize that enough. And it doesn't matter, my message to folks isn't to become a great astronaut. It's to pursue your passions. You want to be a ballet dancer, you want to be an astronaut, you want to be an athlete, you want to be a scientist, you want to be a lawyer, you know, a doctor, whatever it is. I mean, that's all great. That's what makes life so incredibly wonderful, is that you have so many experiences to draw upon. But you got to be willing to go ahead and put in the work, because nothing's going to come easy, and you want to be in a position where anything that good that comes your way, you get to take credit for, but also you have the responsibility that if things aren't necessarily going your way, you should be able to sit there and say, hey, I'm responsible for that, and so I'm going to learn from that, and I'm going to move on, and I'm going to do a better job. And I think that's something that's really important.
I knew that I needed to find a coach and trainer to push me harder than ever before, so I found Roger and had him push my mental and physical limits in every workout. After thinking about the importance of having a mentor, I chose to become a volunteer mentor and role model for Damon.
Tell us a little about yourself.
My name is Damon. I'm 9 years old. I'm in 4th grade. I really like to ride my bike, and my favorite sport is soccer.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a CSI guy because I like solving mysteries and helping other people.
Who is your hero?
My hero is my dad.
Why is he your hero?
Because he serves this country in the army and he protects us from bad people. He's always there for me and he takes good care of our family.
What is the one thing you always wanted to do that you haven't been able to do yet?
I've always wanted to run for a good cause
Why do you want to do a run?
because it would be good to help people and it would be real fun.
Why haven't you been able to do a run?
Because I'm 9 years old and I can't drive my own car.
And why else?
Because my dad's in the military and he has to deploy a lot, and my mom is really busy taking care of us while he's gone. I am 1 in a million. My name is Damon, and I will run for a cause.
The favorite part is when we went to the green station.
What happened?
I got green everywhere. I got pink shoes. It's like they're changing color. Green, yellow,
Chameleon.
pink. It's just changing color. I hope the next one's gonna be blue and then red. I am 1 in a million. My name is Damon, and I am running the cause right now. See?
So we're gonna run up and down full speed, and from based on all the times that I've seen online, I need to run. The winning times have been as high as 1:12 on the uphill race and as low as about 58. So my goal is to run a 55 up the hill here and in England, and I'm pretty sure that would win the race, the uphill race. But we're gonna run it 3 times, not 1, and we're gonna also run down. And it's harder to tell the downhill win times, but it seems like they're about 11 seconds, 10 to 11 seconds. So we got 3 up, right?
Yeah.
3 up, 3 down, full speed.
Oh, God.
Keep pushing, go! Go hard! 10! Come on! Get it, get it, get it! Oh, come on! Oh, come on! Go!
Oh, 34.91. Feels so good. It's so bad. 34.91. The range feels good. The hardest thing is to stop, because I get running and you feel like you're just gonna wipe out if you just try to stop. So I try to just run sideways and do a slide.
Ready, set, go! Good, go! Yeah, come on, go! Go hard! Keep pushing, come on, go! Up, up, up! Up!
Legs are burning. Legs are burning.
Going up, I mean, there's no doubt. You're gonna dominate out there quickly. I mean, you had a 13 seconds. That's the first fastest time compared to the other 2.
Downhill though.
Downhill, yeah.
I need to
And
shave
then-
off about 2 seconds.
Right.
Need to run about
And then
right around 11 flat, and I'm at, what was my fastest? 13.
fastest would be,
My last one was 13.2.
yeah, 13.2.
Or no, 13.05.
13.05.
So I need to shave about 2 seconds off
Yeah.
the downhill to,
Right.
to be in,
Same.
to beat the best.
I write down and track every workout, every set, every weight, and every rep, so I know where I'm at and where I want to be.
So leg press today, we're maxed out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 weights on each side is 810 pounds. Plus this is 850 pounds with the rack. So to get over 1,000, to get my new personal best, we have to stack Roger on top plus a 25-pound plate. That's the goal today. I'm maxed out on all these weights. I think I'm getting a little too strong for this gym, so we're gonna have to put some people on. We're gonna have to put Roger on top plus some weights on top.
1,000 pounds, 4 reps.
Here we go. Come on. You go. You best. Let's go. Lightweight.
Up! Come on. Up! Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Do it, come on, come on. Last one. Come on. Go. Push. Back up. All right.
Tell us more about yourself.
I'm Brooke, and I'm 25 years old. I've lived in Colorado most of my life, and I've always wanted to climb a really tall mountain.
Why haven't you been able to climb a mountain?
Well, I wasn't sure if I could do it, and I also wasn't sure if I was in good enough shape. And I really didn't have anyone that I knew to go with me.
If someone told you you could do it, and you were in good enough shape and had someone to go with you, would you climb a mountain?
Yes, I would totally do the climb if I knew I was in good enough shape and had someone to go with. I'm 1 in a million. My name is Brooke, and I will climb a 14,000-foot mountain.
4 days away, and how many times have you done the incline now, getting ready?
Done it well, this will be my 7th.
7th time. And how you feeling now?
Feel pretty good.
And what's your bet? Every time you've been improving, right?
Right.
What's the just tell us a little bit about your times, like the start, when you started, and then each time your best.
When I started, I did it in 1 hour and 30 minutes, and the last time I did it, I was at 50 minutes.
Okay, that's awesome. So today the goal is in the 40s, so 49 or lower.
Yeah.
You gonna do it?
Yes.
All right. And for people that don't know what the incline is, can you kind of tell them a little more about what it really is?
It's a mile of really steep stairs and parts where you have to climb a little.
All right, well, let's get started.
Awesome.
Get up here. Doing good. Not even 31 minutes yet. Long's view is going to be 10 times better than this one. Too easy. One step at a time. Nice job. 47:22. Best time. Nice job. You're ready to conquer longs now. And how do you feel about, overall getting ready for the climb of longs?
I feel pretty good. Just trying to get mentally prepared.
Oh, you've hiked Longs Peak before?
Yeah, I've done it at the Keyhole twice.
Yeah.
Stopped at the Keyhole because there was a blizzard coming through it. Couldn't see on the other side.
Yeah.
And did the North Face.
Okay.
With ropes. Yeah, and it's a great hike, but you got to be careful. People die every year. Get caught in the weather, caught in the lightning. And you got to get early, get up, get down.
We're here at the Longs Peak Trailhead, and we're going to be starting at waking up at 2 a.m. and starting at 3 a.m., 15 miles, and we're hoping to reach the summit and be back down in about 12 hours. How do you feel about being ready and everything?
I thought I was ready initially, doing the incline and everything, but now talking to some people who tried it today, they said it was pretty icy up there, so that's concerning since we don't have ice gear or anything like that. I'd say probably this will be the biggest physical and mental challenge, just since it's so long, and then the heights and the icy conditions possibly.
Rise and shine, it's time. Long's Peak, here we come.
Yes.
Time to roll. You ready?
Oh yeah. So pumped.
Here's the start. 15 miles, here we go.
Let's go.
.3 miles left. You're doing great. Nice and easy, you got it. Alright, we're at 14,000 feet. The last stretch is maybe a couple hundred yards, and we decided that it was a little too icy, a little too dangerous, but we almost made it, and maybe we'll be back.
Maybe.
What do you think?
It's a little scary. Actually, a lot of scary.
Well, we did a good job. You did a good job, though.
Thanks.
Made it this far.
It's slick, so.
All right.
That's it. We just got off the mountain and pretty tired. We didn't make it to the top, but we have a lot to be proud of. We got to see some good views. And really the only reason we didn't make it was out of our control. There was ice and it was just too dangerous to go on. And on our way down we found out that someone actually today fell and died in that section that we stopped at. So probably a good thing we stopped. How do you feel about the climb, and what do you think?
Felt pretty good about it until the icy spots. Then I got pretty nervous and scared, but pushed through at least to the trough, yeah.
Was it the hardest thing physically and mentally you've ever done?
I would say so. It was to get over the fear of heights and falling rocks and all of that stuff, and maybe even falling yourself. That was pretty difficult.
Well, for your first one, you did a great job. Really proud. And you're going to be doing another one?
I think so.
So we're eating lunch at a burger place, and the only healthy option here is the fruit salad. So sticking to a healthy diet before the race, and my salad on right here. I'd much rather be eating a burger and fries, but I can eat a lot of those after I win the race. Salad.
You know, Kenny, I salute your efforts, brother. But I'm glad I'm not eating a salad right now. This is a cheeseburger with tempura fried grilled cheese, tempura fried cheddar cheese, and candied bacon. Got some truffle fries here too, but good luck on your race, buddy. Good luck.
So another favorite quote of mine is by Henry David Thoreau, who wrote a book called Walden Pond. And he said, the cost of something is measured by how much life you have to give for it. And the truth is, sometimes the thing that is most valuable to us is going to cost us a lot. That goal or dream we have, it's going to require working out every day or working really long hours. But if you really believe in it, the cost is absolutely worth it, because that dream is something that's going to be something that will be a legacy that lives way beyond you.
My name is Alan Baird, and I play in a band called The Portrait. I got my first guitar when I was 3 or 4 years old. My dad got me a real guitar, and I carried it everywhere throughout the house and would kind of sing songs and just strum intensely on it. I decided when I was 16 years old that I was going to play music for the rest of my life. That was the groundbreaking age for me. What keeps me going is the feeling, the high of playing in front of people, meeting new people. Since I've started playing music and pursuing it, I've heard thousands of no's. I get at least 1 no a day. The odds of getting a record contract now, it is one in a million. It's like you're a little man in a big room screaming with thousands of people around you trying to be heard, and it's frustrating. So yeah, it's 1 in a million. I have to honestly say I've never once wholeheartedly thought of quitting music altogether. That would be devastating. It doesn't exist to me. Like, that's not possible, ever. Most rewarding moment of my entire career was Fort Collins. My van, and this girl comes up all excited and just telling me how grateful she is that I wrote You and I, because that was the song that saved her life. About it, she just said, she was sitting in her room and she was just so close to doing it, and she didn't say how she was going to do it, but she just said, I turned on You and I just sat there on repeat, and I listened to it over and over and over and over again. And she said the song was so connected with her life. I'll never forget it. It was phenomenal. It was amazing. It was like, all right, that's reason to make a difference. If I can make that big of a difference in somebody's life, and I didn't have to run through a burning building or become a doctor, all I did was write a song in this room, and it saved somebody's life. Sacrifices I've had to make are countless. Time with family, time with friends. Some of the other sacrifices is, being broke, not being able to fully grow up into, I guess, what you would call an adult life. I've sacrificed that. I've sacrificed college, sacrificed enormous amounts of money. You pretty much put most of everything on hold, because your end goal, it's like, if I put all these things on hold and just kind of dabble in them, I can finish this goal and then everything will pan out the way it's supposed to. I don't regret things. I try really hard not to regret things, but I do kind of I get upset at myself for sometimes not going to college because I could have went to college for music. You know, I go back and forth. I hate saying the word regret, but college is a big thing that I feel I sacrificed. You see all your friends going to college and having fun and doing that whole college life thing. And I miss that I didn't get to partake in that part of life. Everybody goes to college and it's like, well, I didn't have midterms this week, or I don't have to chug Red Bull to stay up and study for a test. But I chugged Red Bull to stay up till 3 in the morning in the studio, you know, and sitting there with a 40-year-old engineer. He's not, you know, a hot college girl, but you know, he's really nice. To anybody who is struggling with whatever they're pursuing right now, I go by saying, the only easy day was yesterday. I read it every single morning when I wake up. And anything worth having in life is not easy. Everything is a struggle. Every single little thing is a struggle in some shape or form. And if you want that shining moment in your life to where something pays off, you have to fight for it. Everything that's worth having is worth fighting for. You just have to keep that goal and picturing your goal being accomplished in front of you, and you have to just keep thinking about it over and over and how great it's going to be. The moment when I sign a record deal, my shoulders are going to be a lot lighter. I just know that everything's going to be okay. I can go to sleep at night knowing that it started, it began. All that countless hours of hard work paid off to something that, you know, I can really be proud of. I am one in a million. My name is Alan Baird, and I will sign a record deal.
I was just fired from my job, and it sucks. In one sense, I'm just angry. Feel like running through a wall, punching a wall. In the other sense, I'm just sad and upset. Yeah, feel like crying. Yeah, I really hope this is all worth it, and I think what I'm doing is really ultimately more important than my job, but it still just feels like crap. So I've called, written, emailed, contacted, and walked into over 100 different businesses and stores and to see if they wanted to be part of my project in any way. And so far, 0. It's a bit discouraging, but I ultimately believe in this, so that's all really important, and I know it's going to be big, whether they want to be part of it or not. As you can imagine, blah, 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 we get many requests. However, this time, Home Diesel resources have been committed to existing programs. At least they wrote me back. About 95% of the companies don't even write you back or call you back. Although we are unable to participate with 1 in a million on this opportunity, we thank you again for your interest. Sincerely, USAA. Although no businesses have wanted to be part of this process, the one really positive thing that I'm really appreciative of is a lot of my friends and family really believe in what I'm doing and have made donations to my campaign. So I want to give a big shout out and thanks to all my friends and family that have supported me. It really means a lot. Thank you.
Tell us about yourself.
My name is Rose. I'm 48 years old. I'm a hairdresser. I've been doing that now for 30 years, and my passion is gymnastics. I've been coaching for 30 years as well.
What is one thing you've always wanted to do that you haven't been able to accomplish?
I've always wanted to go skydiving. Me and my brother-in-law talked about it for years.
Why haven't you skydived yet?
I'm afraid of heights. I have the biggest fear of heights.
If you were able to overcome your fear, would you skydive?
Yes, if I was able to overcome the fear, I would do it. It's definitely on my bucket list.
So today I'm going to help you overcome that fear, and we're headed to go skydiving.
Actually, I think I'm kind of insane at this moment, but it's a fear that I do want to overcome, and so I'm going to go for it. No fear.
Awesome. Okay.
I'm 1 in a million. My name is Rose. I will conquer my fear, and I will skydive today. I'm actually going to do this after this many years. It's actually exciting, though, to be honest with you, to a certain degree. Yeah. I know, but you'll never know the difference because it's coming from the sky.
Yeah! That thing used to just be a big hot box.
And they might do this, but they're at about 10,000 feet. I'm going to come over your shoulders and I'm going to tighten your crease tight, okay?
Okay.
So these are going to be snug, it's going to be snug across here, okay?
Okay.
Hands off your harness. Put your arms like that, okay?
Okay.
There you are, there you are. All right, something else, something else. There it is, there it is. Now you're a tiger, you're a tiger, you're turning a tiger.
Saw a bunch of people jump out. What did you think of that?
It was pretty intense. I don't know. It's gonna be scary.
Vic, what did you think of that?
This is really good. That's really cool. It's really cool.
Kenny, how you doing back here?
We're ready to go. We're ready
Hey,
to
Ryan.
Yeah.
Well, Rosie, you ready to go have some fun?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go outside and play. What do you say?
Okay. Insane. Oh my gosh.
Hey, Rose, how
Yes,
was
that was incredible. It was, yeah.
that? Would you do it again?
I'd have to think about it.
Good job, Rose.
Very intense.
You did great, Rose. Congratulations.
Yep. Thank you, Kenny.
Thank you.
Definitely a 1 in a million thing. That's for certain.
Circle, circle, circle.
My name is Roger Stewart. I've been wrestling for 15 years and I'm 34 years old. I was born 100% deaf. Throughout grade school, I was going through therapy, and by the time I got to age 15, 16, I regained 65% of my hearing. I started wrestling at 17. I am 34 years old, and I'm still competing at an international level. I'm also a high school wrestling coach, and throughout the years, I do camps for young kids. In 2008, I was the first deaf wrestler to qualify for the Olympic team trials, and I am also a deaf Olympic bronze medalist. Earlier this year, in January, I was in a terrible accident. I was T-boned at an intersection, and I didn't wake up until the next morning at the hospital. When I woke up, I had no feelings in my left side, no senses whatsoever. When
my doctor was explaining to me the situation and the causes, the only thing I thought in my mind was I was going to be paralyzed for the rest of my life. I've been in the hospital for about a week while just recovering from the injuries. At the same time, I just could not move. I was just got shocked, thinking that I was paralyzed for the rest of my life. Because of the injuries, my doctor told me I would never be able to compete again. I would never be able to function again or be able to write again. I would be getting a lot of help from therapists rather than being on my own. At the same time, I never really believed my own doctor, and I just told myself, I'm gonna make it happen again and compete again. I had to wear my neck brace for over 4 months while I was getting rehab. 2.5 months after rehab, I was walking with a cane while still wearing the neck brace. In 5 months, I went from laying in bed to winning the tournament, proving my doctors wrong by believing in myself. The Olympic Committee decided to drop wrestling from the Olympic Games. I was devastated, I was depressed, I was shocked because my dream was taken away from me. Because of all the support across the world, the sport of wrestling has been kept. Therefore, my dream is still alive, and many of the young wrestlers that I coach dreams are still alive. My dream is to make it to the 2016 Olympics and to compete in Rio, Brazil. There are choices that I have to make in order to achieve what I really want. I'd rather be in that room every morning, 5 o'clock, knowing this is my dream. My deafness, my learning disability, the accident has never stopped me from pursuing my dream. I am 1 in a million. My name is Roger. I will compete in the 2016 Olympics.
I had to surround myself with the people that supported me and those who made a positive effect on my goals. On the other hand, I had to take a step back from the negative people in my life, which included some of my friends and family. I used this doubt and negativity to fuel my drive for success.
My name's Jesse Neely. I'm 27. I joined the Army when I was 18 years old, and I was airborne infantry for 8.5 years. I was offered a full ride scholarship for wrestling, and instead of going to college, I decided to join the Army. My first deployment was to Fallujah, Iraq in 2006-2007, and my second deployment was to Afghanistan 2009-2010. And I was actually injured April 12th, 2010. We went out on a mission to escort EOD, which is a bomb squad, to blow up an ordnance that was reported to us. And on our way back, they had set in an ambush, and EFP, which is an IED that's made to punch through the armor of our vehicles. The EFP was detonated facing the vehicle in the direction that I was facing, and I was struck by the shrapnel and I broke my back. I had a TBI, which is a mild brain injury. I lost half my nose. I took shrapnel to the face, neck, arms, left leg. I had shrapnel that severed my femoral artery, but lucky for me, the shrapnel was stuck in the artery and kept me from bleeding out. And I also ruptured both of my ears. We were escorted to the nearest base for immediate medical attention, and that's where I went into surgery right away. I went in with my thumbs up. I thought I was fine. I didn't think anything other than got my bell rung, but I woke up and I was in a major hospital. I was flown flight for life to the big hospital, Balad Air Force Base, and when I woke up, they told me that I had almost died on the table because they pulled the shrapnel out and I almost bled out from my leg. And they had phone calls waiting for me because they had already notified my family and everything. All my friends call me the human grenade because I've been blown up 3 times and I seem to be the only one to walk away from it every time. So some people say that I'm lucky and some people say I'm really unlucky. I'd say I'm lucky. I've had a lot of friends die, not be so lucky, on several different occasions that we've encountered combat, and I seem to always walk away.
What is one thing that you've always wanted to do that you haven't been able to accomplish?
I don't know. I've accomplished most of my goals. Anytime I set a goal, I'm pretty quick at accomplishing it. But I guess one thing I've always dreamed of since I was a little kid was owning a Lamborghini and being able to drive really fast around turns and go to foreign countries with it.
Why haven't you been able to, accomplish that and your dream of owning a Lamborghini?
Well, let's see. Lamborghini costs anywhere from $250,000 to $300,000, and my house is only $150,000. So I guess I just don't have the money. The Army doesn't pay that well.
Okay, so if money was not an issue today, you had all the money, would you go out today and buy a Lamborghini?
Hell yeah, I would. I'd probably own 2 of them.
So I'm here to tell you that money is not an issue today. I can't afford to go out and buy you a Lamborghini, but I have arranged for you to drive one today, and we're headed out right now.
To drive a Lamborghini?
Yep.
Are you serious? Yep. Let's go, man. Thanks. That's cool. I'm 1 in a million. My name's Jesse Neely, and I'm driving a Lamborghini right now. I'm ready to do this. Been waiting too long. I'm going to drive as fast as I can and hit the corners as hard as I can.
How was it, man?
Fun, man. Thanks. That was awesome.
You deserve it, man.
Yeah.
I thought you getting on it a little bit.
Yeah, scrolling around them corners. He was like, slow down, slow down, slow down.
How did it feel?
It was awesome. It was awesome. Now that I've done it, I just want to do it all day long. I just want to hit it harder and harder every time.
Was it better than you expected?
It was awesome. That's all I have to say. I don't even know. You don't think that, like, I own a bike and everything, and you just don't think a car could have that kind of power. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
And what do you say about, like, did you get close to hitting any cones or anything, or coming around? Did you almost lose it in any corners?
I didn't almost lose it, but he was pretty scared when I was hitting those corners.
Oh, really?
He's like, tighten it up, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. And I was like, there's really nothing they can do, he said, if I'm hitting it too fast, if I hit some cones. And he's like, we really don't like pulling them out of the body work and stuff, but have fun out here.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
So, yeah, that was cool.
I'm glad we can make this happen for you today.
Yeah, thanks, man. I've always dreamed of it. Always dreamed.
We're running 40-yard dashes, and the goal time is under 4:05.
30 seconds out. Ready, set, go! One step. Tenth of a second. Let's try again. Got to get under it. 4-5.
What was that?
4-6.
4-6 what?
4-6.
We're running 10 40s right now, and everything has to be under 4.6.0.
or it doesn't count, and I run again. So I need to start running up 4 5s right here so I don't have to run all day. Again. Ready, go, go. 4-6-4. Get it. Keep going. It's not failure, it's an opportunity to be better, to run faster. You get kind of tired, but you gotta keep going.
What I'm talking about. 4-4-2.
4-4-2?
Yeah, 4-4-2. Grab.
So I just ran a 4-4-2 unofficial, and fastest guys in the NFL are right around 4-2 or 4-2-5. So not doing too bad.
So sometimes there's a lesson that you're going to find from your failure. And the lesson could be how you could do things differently, or something that worked within the failure that happened. And so I would just say, go fail a lot. And the more you fail, the more likely you're going to succeed in the future.
My name's Raquel Pennington. I'm 25 years old and I'm a professional MMA fighter. One of my biggest challenges in life was when I was 13 years old. I had to go through my parents' divorce, and I mean, it just kind of made me the person I am today. It made me very strong and just really determined and ambitious to kind of change from what I seem to what I want to be, and it just put my goals more into place. So I really dedicated myself into other sports, basketball, and that was my dream. I always wanted to be a WNBA player, and then I turned around and broke my back, and going through that, I mean, everybody just seen it as it was the worst thing in the world, and I was pretty much done. The biggest injury of my life led me to, I wasn't able to take my scholarships, but it led me to an even greater passion that I found within MMA. I'm now training for the biggest fight of my life. It's the biggest opportunity. Women finally got introduced into UFC within the past year. And now I went through the Ultimate Fighter, fought in the tournament, sustained some injuries that I had to overcome. But come this next fight, it's going to be in front of millions of people on the biggest stage yet, where I hope to still achieve my dream of becoming a UFC fighter. This is my chance to prove that I deserve to be a part of UFC and make a name for women's MMA. I have a great group of coaches that surround me, and they just prepare me mentally and physically. I'm just gonna continue to strive, and I want to know that when I walk into that cage, I'm gonna be the best that I can possibly be. I recognize that this is the biggest opportunity of my life, and I'm gonna do anything that it takes to achieve it, not let anything come in my way. In previous fights, I went into the cage sick and I kind of got submitted. I gave up when it came to it. I didn't find my heart in there. And I learned that there's no excuse. I'm the one that chose to get into that cage that day, sick or not, and I should have pushed, I should have done my best. So, I came out. I decided that I never wanted that to happen again. I'll never forget it, but I'm gonna move forward and never do it again. I learn more about myself losing than I do winning. When I lose, I take exactly what my weakness is, I face it, and I turn around, go back into the gym and train harder and become more determined, find a new goal that I have to achieve and overcome more challenges. When you lose a fight, you can let it get the best of you, you can let it knock you down and give up and, lose all your motivation to what you have a passion for, or you can sit here and you can find it within yourself. You could dig deep and you can become stronger. You go into the gym, you push harder every day, you overcome those obstacles and those weaknesses, and you just face everything and, chase it. I am 1 in a million. My name is Raquel, and I will be a UFC champion.
I just got in the doctor's office and the doctor told me on a positive note that
There's nothing torn, but I do have a knee sprain, and he basically said, take it easy, don't really work out for the next 4 to 6 weeks. But my race is coming up in less than 2 months, and I'm just gonna have to find a way around it and keep going.
So we're headed to a Pikes Peak hyperbaric chamber. It's the oxygen chamber, and it's supposed to help recovery. You know, I'm with my knee sprain, my fall yesterday. I'm trying to get back to my workouts and be able to recover a little bit faster. I've heard a lot of good things from professional athletes. I'm going to be laying in the same chamber that gold medalist, world champ, Mr. Olympia, NFL players.
Brady Quinn, a couple of MMA fighters. Go. Okay. Mask.
Okay. All right.
You want me to zip it now?
I'll get it.
Okay.
Your job is relax. Just started cycling last week and doing a lot more swimming also. Had a slight knee injury, got a mild knee sprain, and just all the impact of jumps and running hills has taken a toll on, my knees have been really sore, so we're gonna change it up, had a little more endurance cycling, and get my Tour de France on here.
I'm meeting with Dr. Walker, my sports psychologist, to help me prepare for the race.
You in all different kinds of ways. You've got financial support, you've got people that are cheering you on, you've got a lot of things going on with respect to that. And, the fears, letting them down, letting you down, is that kind of where that goes from? All right, so let's look at this. The maximum that can come out of it is that you win this race. And has anybody prepared more than you? Has anybody trained harder than you? Has anybody done any of the things that they need to do in order to be at the ready, in the moment, to perform than you? I don't think so. And so that's all good. That's everything that everybody has ever wanted for you in this. You've taken care of all the controllables that you have. And if you can focus more on the thrill, the enjoyment, the opportunity, and the gratitude that you have for the opportunity to be able to do it, it's all good. There's nothing bad that can come from this. Yeah, you want to keep yourself healthy, and you want to, be intact at the bottom of the hill.
I just got home from the barber, and I'm really happy with my haircut. Turned out even better than expected. Right here you can see the flagpole. This is the round part with the pole going down the side. And we have Old Glory wrapped all the way around. It's a waving flag. And I'll do a little spin here. Flag wrapped all the way around with the stars. And then right in here we have USA. So I think I'm ready for my trip, and I'm definitely looking sharp, looking great, and everyone's gonna know where I come from and what I came to do, and that's win the race. So just about to the airport, and flying out of Denver, and in about 20 hours I'm gonna be stepping foot on England and be in the town of Gloucester where the race takes place, and really pumped. Time went by so fast. I've been training for 6 months, and the day's finally here. And getting excited and really happy. I think I'm ready. I've been getting a lot of awesome, support and texts from my friends, just telling me that this is ready. You're gonna do this, and I definitely believe it. And that's what I'm here to do is go over there and win the cheese. So. Next time you be seeing us, we'll be on English soil. whoops. They drive on the right side over here, so get in over here. So we're just rolling up on the hill. First look is, wow, it's way steeper than I imagined. And we're here, we found it. We just talked to a sweet old lady and she said she lives right across here, and it's happening this year, so we're in the right place. He came from Japan, I came from America.
Tomorrow I am a ninja toaster.
No way. Focus right here on the hill, believe in myself, which I do, and think about everything good that I've done and what this represents, because it's so much bigger than the Cooper's Hill Cheese and Rolling Wake. It's about the 1 million people. It's about you guys right here and right now. So right here, visualization, coming down the hill, full speed, in control. I imagine this finish line being about right here. Victory, run through here, this fence won't be here. There'll be the rugby players right here to welcome you. They might lay into me a little bit more because I'm an American, but crossing the line, holding up the cheese right here, feeling the win, feeling the victory. Visualization and believing in it right there. And I'm ready. And just the hill, I definitely see why this is called the craziest race in the world. Feel good, legs are burning, but that's why I've been training for so long. It's an awesome view here too. Feels good to be here. Have the opportunity to perform and bring out the best in myself. And 2 days from now, it's the culmination of 6 months of hard work and training and effort, and I've put everything I have into this, and I'm gonna leave it all right here on the hill, and that's what it's about. I expect to win, but win or lose, as long as you give it 100% and you look yourself in the mirror and say, and you can honestly say that I was my very best and I gave it all I can, well, that's a win. That's kind of one thing I didn't prepare for. Most of the hills that I'd been practicing were pretty smooth, and this one is just washed out, and there's junk all over it right now, sticks and trash and bottles, and to be 100% honest right now, the hill definitely scares me. Just the steep and unknown, but I'm glad I got here a couple of days early to practice, and I'll be back out here tomorrow to practice. Just got my first done practice run on the hill, and kind of rolled my ankle because of the unexpected, uneven terrain and divots and stuff. Not too happy with it. Still kind of battling the knee a little bit here, but that's not too bad. Hoping the ankle's gonna be okay and I can get some more practice runs tomorrow and get pretty much almost to full speed. Oh, it's still cold. Toes. In the soup.
will win the race. I will make ESPN Top 10. I will inspire 1 million people. And I will be the first American to conquer the hill. Let's go.
Yeah, it's just local people who've roped in.
What do we think of him? Well, for an American, it's not bad, is it?
Yeah, he's done well.
USA 1 in a million right here!
It feels great. I trained a long time for this, and even got hurt practicing on the hill. Came 3 days early, but took a bad spill, but I came to win, and that's what I did. I did. I came over 3,000, 4,000 miles just for this race. To complete it, I put it on my bucket list, and today it was to win, and that's what I did. It's Memorial Day in the U.S., and happy Memorial Day thanks to all the veterans out there, all those who have served this country, and America came and America conquered. USA, baby. Feels awesome. Here's the prize. 8-pound double Gloucester cheese. Right there. Feeling all the love and support. I've heard a lot of great comments from everyone, and I just got done with the celebration with some fellow Americans that I just met in the pub, and had my first drink in probably 4 months, and it feels awesome. It feels great, and everything was worth it. All the waking up early, all the exercise, and everything. It's really what it's about. So I just woke up and read a lot of posts from friends and family and just other supporters that I've met yesterday. I'm just overcome with emotion and thanks. I just feel blessed to have that opportunity. And you know, one person said, you know, it doesn't take money to inspire people. It takes effort, and you did exactly that. And that's what it's really all about. Putting forth the effort to whatever you want to do and working towards it. Reminds me of another quote that one of my favorites is, the hardest, or I guess it goes, the easiest thing is to say you're going to do something, and the hardest thing to do is actually go out and do it.
Colorado man this year, Kenny Rackers, seen in the Stars and Stripes outfit.
At the moment, Kenny Rackers and the red striped outfit have travelled 4,000 miles for.
This Army veteran, Kenny Rackers.
His name is actually Kenny Rackers.
Kenny Rackers, seen there in the Stars and Stripes outfit.
Kenny Rackers, 27 tahun dari Colorado Springs, meraih tempat pertama.
Ветеран армии США Kenny Rackers был.
American Kenny Rackers.
Kenny Rackers llegó desde Colorado Springs para ganar este.
We have history made. Kenny Rackers wearing the Stars.
So I just got back and turned on ESPN this morning, and hopefully we see something. Number 1, there it is. ESPN Top 10. Check.
My message to you is you are 1 in a million. Your life, your goals, and your dreams are unique. Do not give up or be discouraged from challenges and failures. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to be, the time is now, so take the first step.
The race starts, I see the wheel of cheese go by. I see this guy go flying by like dead on sprint. And I was really excited, you know, obviously being from America, that we got another American who's in the lead, just like out to crush it. This guy goes, obviously wins the race. He's got the wheel of cheese right here.
To be honest, I'm going to be competing against you, so I'm not going to tell you which line I'm going to take. But
That's fair.
I know.
I am 1 in a million!
Looks good. Happy they put the American on there.
Why the cheese is
just holding them up together. You gonna be back next year?
Yeah. You?
I think so. I have to celebrate this win, and I'll think about coming back. Thank you very much.
What are you doing with your cheese?
I'm gonna take it home and have a party.
And a party?
Yep.
Don't cut yourself, Kenny.
Yeah.
It's poisonous.
Tastes like victory.
All right.